Hello and welcome to Stage 2 of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in the Formula One Real Racing 3 event. This is a required PR event. I'm driving my Mercedes. I have the minimum tuning or PR value that I can to be entering into this stage. So here we are in qualifying stages, and so we're going to have a bunch of finish laps in this much time frame type of events probably for this whole stage. And I don't think there's going to be much of a problem. Again, if you didn't see stage 1 or if you just want a refresher, what I'm going to be doing in this event is only buying tuning when I have to, and then I'm going to be getting the minimum amount I need to enter a race. I'm not doing any bot slowing or any bot management. What that would mean is, usually if this was a recommended PR event, I'd only be finishing exactly where they say I have to. I'd be dragging races out, finishing with just a tiny bit of time left on the clock to try to keep things easier going forward. In this event, I'm not doing that. I actually want things to get as difficult as they can possibly be. So to do that, I'll be winning every single race I can. I'll try to finish first every single time, and I'll try to finish with a big lead, and I'm just gonna go for it all the time, because these are usually kind of easy for me, and I'm kind of being the guinea pig, and you get the chance to see what doesn't work. So if I really mess up and this gets super hard and I have to spend a bunch more currency, well, then you know what not to do. And if I make mistakes here and there, minor mistakes, I will leave them in. If I make a major mistake, then I'll be restarting a stage. Like there's, let's see, like this one is just easy. You know, you can see I'm almost done the lap here, and I still have a lot of time left over with basically 2 turns left. Yes, 2 turns left, and there's first place. So there we go. That one's easy breezy. Get that one on the bank. And keep on collecting that driver XP. And whenever I want to cash all that in, long ways to go. 100,000 driver XP to unlock the Invitational Series. Now, this one is a drafting event, but it's not continuous drafting. So I'm not even sure if it's just drafting off of one bot, or if you could draft off multiple bots to add this up. Well, we'll know pretty quick. Oh, well, I guess I didn't draft off him at all. Okay, let's see here. There's second place. I'll probably catch a little bit of a draft here, but not much, because I anticipate he's very slow. Okay, 49. So we'll see if that resets to 0 when I catch up to, it should be Hamilton up here. Yep. So let's see if that resets to 0 or not. We've got a very long straight, so lots of time to get this in. Where is it? It did not reset. So you can just draft off of several different people if you want to, or catch up to Hamilton, get all your drafting off of him. I like doing most of my drafting off of a fast bot, because the other guys are going to be over braking for the corners, especially at this point in a special event like this with this kind of PR. Get this done and I can get on. Oh, well, that ended the race. Oh, okay. Well, guess you could have drafted off of the first guy and maybe the race would have finished even earlier. Oh well, there we go. First place in the bank. That's kind of funny. It gave me first place even though I finished second. Oh well, I'll take it. The higher you finish, the more pay you're getting. Now this one, I did restart this one a couple of times because these guys are driving so stupid, and I wanted to be able to get into the position of actually winning this race. So I didn't want to be hitting these guys, but this version's good enough. Now, it says we have to worry about the engine overheating. You don't. I drove as if this wasn't actually happening. I drove as if there was no overheating engine, and I never had to worry about it once. So usually if there's an overheating engine, that means don't use the brakes as much. Spend some time coasting, just because, especially in these cars, the braking is so incredible that you slow down so fast and then you're on the gas again. So if you're doing more coasting, you're not using as much. And mind you, like even there, look at that. That just would have heated my engine more because I was driving off track. You're just using more energy that way. And still, you're going to see there's just nothing to worry about. So don't be intimidated by this stage, average speed requirement with engine overheating and blah, blah, blah. It just doesn't matter. It's extremely easy to hit the targets, which is what I mean by these are generally easy events. So here my engine temp's getting up there, but it's going really slow. Funny thing about the 2020 cars versus the 2019 cars is that these ones slow down substantially more when you get off the gas. And so I really like to see stuff like that. It goes to show you that the Real Racing 3 team, that they really are trying to get these things, more accurate. So that's quite different from the 2019 cars in this game. In fact, it gives you more opportunities that you could just lift and coast a little bit because it's slowing down so fast. So look at that. I'm almost getting on the red, but I never acted like I had an overheating engine. So just drive it. Have fun with it. Just go, go, go. Get as much earnings as you can if you want to. That's what I like to do. You might notice my name looks really weird. I was trying to do something that looked like ME7. Facebook forced me to change my name, and I was kind of scared because when it popped up, I was in the middle of a race. So I was in the middle of racing in Real Racing 3, and it interrupted that race. It would not let me race until I reviewed my account and did stuff with my name, and I had to quickly make up a different name. I'm not happy with what I did, but I can't change it for 60 days. So it's supposed to be ME7. The last name says 7. And that's why you see that I always have a one-man team that just is ME7. That's just so you guys know who I am if I show up in your race. Happened the other day, actually. Someone just commented on one of my videos that I showed up in one of their races. So that's kind of cool. Easy to find me because ME7 is my one-man team. Even though my name looks really strange right now. It's supposed to be EMM, was supposed to be M. Maybe I should have done EHM. Anyway, you can't have more than one capital letter in a name anymore with Facebook, and they're kind of getting a little more strict. So, oh well, it's me. Hopefully you figured that out. I was trying to catch side draft from this guy, and it was working for a bit there. Blasting through this with 2 laps. I'm really not worried very much. Obviously, I haven't really optimized my clean pass areas. I do work on that, believe it or not, but I race quite a lot, so I don't always care about passing clean. But sometimes we get stages where it says don't take on any damage, and usually you can get away with some minor nicks, like the type of contact you would have in an actual race. Like that was excessive contact. That's probably... That could warrant a penalty, actually, in regular racing, because I really bashed into him. You just can't do stuff like that. Not to mention, I would have totally damaged my nose. I'd be having to pit and get a new nose, get some rhinoplasty done. I should note that if you get too much contact, if you get damaged, that your car will suffer. The performance does suffer. Now, in this Formula 1 cars, we don't notice it too much in the speed area, but where I notice it is in my cornering abilities. That's where you're really going to suffer if you damage these cars. And probably it does take a hit in the speed. Most of them do. But with these cars, like that being really... That was horrible, loose in the corner. Like, this is really looking bad. Kind of surprised I'm not restarting it, but I've already set the fastest lap. It's already showing me in first place. By the way, that is difficult to do. To drive forwards that long while looking backwards. You can really lose your place on the track. And so I sometimes do it for fun, just to watch what's going on behind me when there's really not much going on in front of me. I'd still like to finish first visually in this race, even though I have a first place finish right now. I think I can overtake Hamilton again with this many corners left. Like you can... Oh, that was definitely off track. Boy, this is a lot of off track. Don't worry, I'll get this all sharpened up yet. We'll probably see some stages where you can't go off track. And that's where you get a chance to see how far you can push the limits. Well, that was kind of funny. I tagged Hamilton and he tagged me back. Last couple of corners, and we're done with this one. Not very difficult to finish under a minute. Well, okay, that time I went a little over a minute 30, but that was a super sloppy lap. So... the time requirements are really not an issue here. And that's it. That's the end of stage 2. There's our rewards. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe, and join me for stage 3. Thank you.